Of course. Of course. Of course, of course, of course.
I was like, I got to burp. I got to burp. I'm going to hold it and blast it right when I get in. What's up?
Is you did that on purpose, of course.
No, no, no. I haven't been holding that in all day or anything. Just wait till you see what I have ready for the about halfway through the show. I've got something else ready
Oh
coming
my
out
God.
together.
And is your mustache ready? Like, what's
It's my
that?
mustache. Well, I'm a dad of four. I'm allowed to have a mustache. Speaking of mustaches, what's up?
Luis,
You're outnumbered.
oh, I can't hear you for some reason. Oh,
I
It's
forgot to
phantom
turn my
power.
microphone on.
Oh,
you
there
gotta
it
you gotta
is.
push the button.
Yeah, yeah.
What's
Unfortunately.
up?
Hi,
Hey,
Luis.
Prince.
Hi, how
Hi.
are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. I was gonna say, like, you know, I always say this, you sound very like light. You
I
sound
was just gonna say, dude, I listened to your demos, and then
Oh,
I
thank
just
you.
heard you talk, and I was like, oh shit.
Oh, thanks, man. How's that?
Yeah,
Is that
no,
a little bit better?
that's way
no,
better.
yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
good.
yeah.
You're fine. It's just
It was low.
yeah, yeah.
It
Gotcha, gotcha,
happens.
gotcha.
You know how it goes. So I'm so happy that you're here. We're just gonna like dive into it. Gabby and Lloyd will join us when they can join
Sure.
us. That's kind of how we roll. We're a little bit chaotic, you know, like the chaos table. I'm so happy that Gabby invited you. I know she had connected with you on social media, and she's like, "We have to have him on," and I'm like, "Sweet, let's do it."
No, thank you guys so much for having me. This is awesome.
Yeah. And by the way, I just had to go back to Ken's mustache. Is that like a real mustache?
No, I glued it on like 15 minutes ago. I
Yeah, that's what
was
we all
really
do.
self-conscious. I was looking at his pictures and stuff, and I was like, dang, I'm getting beat in the facial hair department. I better glue something on my face. No, no, I don't know. I just, I did a crime, and I needed to look different.
You
Yeah,
did it. You needed an alter. Yeah, okay, all right. You
Yeah,
needed
but
a
it
like
is real.
disguise.
It's real.
Oh my gosh, that's so
oh yeah.
funny. That amazes me that you guys can do that in like a couple days. You're like, I'm gonna grow a mustache,
It's
and
time.
then there
It's
you
time.
go. Luis, am I saying your name correctly?
Yeah,
Okay,
totally.
perfect.
Nailed it
Because
on
I
the
didn't know
money.
if it was like Louis, Louis, Luis. You
Yeah, yeah,
never
yeah.
know.
It's a
Um,
grab bag of names for sure.
it is, and my one of my coworkers, he's Louis, and it's spelled exactly the same way. But anyways,
Oh, gotcha.
welcome to the Chaos Table. I appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us.
Yeah. Thanks for
Yeah.
having me.
I'm Jocelyn. This is Ken. I don't know. Ken and his mustache are joining us today.
Ken
I'm kind of
and the
wishing I didn't.
mustache.
Kind of wishing I didn't come now.
Oh, come
No,
You're
no,
on.
making
no.
fun of my mustache, Jazz.
Oh, it's
It's a
always
I'm
great
almost.
mustache,
Oh,
man.
it
thank you. I'm
is.
almost 40. I have four kids. It's mustache time.
It's
You don't look
mustache.
40. You don't look like you have four kids.
I'm
You definitely have a
38. I'm
mustache.
38 with four. My dad has a mustache. It's time.
It's
Let's just hope I
time.
don't inherit all of his other traits, especially his political ones. But you know,
Oofa.
Oh my God. Don't we all say that about our parents in some context? We all don't want. My oldest just recently, got him and brought him home for like the holidays. And he immediately was like, I just have to let you know, I didn't realize this until I separated myself from the family and like my parents, meaning you, mom. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, there's some things that you do that I didn't realize that I do until like I was away from you. And I was like, oh, is it good, hopefully? And he's like, well,
Yeah.
mostly.
I like to think I'm like an expert English speaker, talker person. But I was raised by immigrants, and so my partner will call me out on it occasionally
Oh,
when I like use words that she's like, that's not the word you would use. And I'm just like, what? You talking about? Shut up. I'll push you down. I'm bigger than you. Leave me alone. Hi,
that's funny.
Gabriella. Hi,
Gabby and
Lloyd.
Lloyd are here. Welcome,
Can you
welcome.
guys hear me?
Yeah, we're
yes.
already in it
Hello,
and
Gabby. Hello,
Can you hear
Lloyd.
me?
we're so
Yes.
happy. It's a full house again. Yay. Yeah, so we were just talking about Ken's mustache and
Oh
how
my
we don't want to
God.
be like our parents.
Ah,
Oh, yeah, definitely not.
I feel
One
like
thing
I
I want.
legally can't say that because I saw my mom like an hour ago.
Oh, so you have to, yeah, exactly. So I just want to say something really quickly before we get into it. Have you guys noticed that there's a new Alexa? Anybody? Does anybody use Alexa or any AI? No, you don't?
No.
Mm.
We have a Echo Dot or something in the house, and it used to
Hmm.
be one Alexa, and now it's an entirely different Alexa. And
Oh,
it's
you don't
like
mean like a new program? It's a different girl.
it's a
What?
different girl
Same
entirely.
name.
And I literally said to Alexa, the new one, I said, "Excuse me, who are you?" And she said, "I'm Alexa." And I said, "No, you're not. Where's the other Alexa?" And she said, "I don't know." And I was
Well,
like,
how did
That's
you know it was
terrifying.
different? Is the voice different or something?
"Yes, she's
Oh,
younger." And then I asked my husband, I said, "Did you notice that there's a new Alexa?" And he goes, "Yup." And I go, "She sounds
Yeah,
different." He goes, "She sounds hotter." And I'm like,
hmm. He might have
that's
done something. He might have done something to it.
"No, he's not that techie. Trust me.
Gotcha.
Trust me on that one." Remember the whole like noon, not knowing noon, AM, PM? Yeah, no, no, he's not
Uh,
techie. Anyways, Louis, Luis, I'm so happy you're here. I'm gonna let Gabby do a little intro since she invited you to the chaos table. And
please.
yeah, we're just happy you're here.
Likewise.
Gabby.
Yeah, thank you so much for for being here, for accepting our invitation. And it's really exciting to have you here. We can't wait to hear all about how you got started, why you got started, and you've been in so many projects, including this past year, you made your Nickelodeon debut.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Um, so we are very happy to have Luis Bermudez on our podcast today.
N-
Ooh, the accent slip in. That was nice. Go for it.
Hi, Angela.
Nickelodeon. Holy
Hi,
cow.
Angela.
Yeah, that's so cool. I was checking you out on Instagram and the social media, doing a little stalking, I guess, not stalking, like looking. And
Yeah.
wow, I mean, I'm not a character person, so this is really interesting for me. This is our signature series called Meet Your Actor series that Gabby was
Yeah.
excited to bring you on with. And we just love to highlight other actors and hear your story about what you were doing before, what brought you into voiceover, and then wowzer, like how did you end up on this path, in
Yeah. Yeah.
character anime and video games? Because you've got a lot going on there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
uh yeah, it's been a crazy, I think I did the math kind of this morning. It was like I think 5, I think almost 6 years. Um but I had quit my full-time job. I was doing tech support
Oh,
for Verizon, slash insurance salesman, which they sprung on us halfway through training. Um, and I was just miserable. And I had already done some training in VO, and I was like, you know what, I have this professional set up a $20 AT2020 that had a ding in it that my friend let me borrow, and a really crappy preamp I can't even remember the name of. I think it was Yamaha. Um, but I strung up some blankets in my apartment and I started recording on like voices.com and V123 and stuff like that. And then the funniest thing happened. The entire world ended and everybody had to stay inside. And I was kind of just in this really fortuitous position where I did not have a full-time job, didn't know what I was going to do for money, and had a microphone. And I, started making connections and started making friends and the kind of online spaces, Twitter, Instagram. And then from there, it just kind of, it was a trickle, and then it kind of turned into a waterfall. And I've been very, very blessed and very grateful. So
wow.
yeah.
That's super cool. So did you go out and you said you did formal training or you worked with like coaches one on one or how did you go about
Yeah.
doing that? Yeah.
Formal would be an interesting word for it. My original mentor was an actor known as Ryan Akaba, known as, it's his name. He's done like the lead for Just Cause 3 and a couple of video games for Final Fantasy, and he's just a really good guy. And he made a tweet one day that he was opening up one-on-one coaching, and for like a price that you just like, I was like, oh, I have $80.
Yeah.
And we did a few sessions, and like, to his credit, he wasn't in it to like get a bunch of money out of me. He was very honest with me up front, because I wasn't like a baby. I'm like, what am I, 32 now? I was 26 and I'd always been interested in acting. But because of kind of where I was in life, it never was an avenue I could really pursue. And so when I first learned that people did video games, which was like what I spent the predominant amount of my time in my youth, especially my adulthood, doing,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's the job right there. And so I started training with him, and he was like very early on, like, hey man, you've got excellent chops, you've got excellent instincts. Just, you should really get set up on some kind of professional setup and get some kind of microphone going and see what you can make happen. Because he's like, the best thing that you can do, the best way for you to learn will be actually doing the job. And so I did, I think 5, maybe 6 coaching sessions with him before he was like, all right, get away from me. I was like, cool.
Wow.
And it was really, I mean, it was really great to kind of hear from somebody that you respect and like admire that you have something worth giving in this space where there's, I mean, God, there's got to be like 20,000 people who are all clamoring to get these jobs, right? And so
Right.
it was really validating.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's
And then
great.
from there, I just continued taking classes and stuff.
I was going to ask, how long did it actually take you to get your setup going? I know a lot of us will, piece it together
Yeah.
piece by piece, or some people will just go all in. Like, what
Oh,
what was your move?
Yeah, it was very Frankenstein at first. So my buddy, my best friend, who was my roommate at the time, he had gone to school for audio engineer because he wanted to do music. And now he works in like making lenses for people. It's what a weird trajectory for him,
Yeah.
but I'm very happy for him. Anyway, he had this preamp and he had this microphone with a ding in it, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm not using it. Go for it." And like me and him had played D&D together for, I mean, we've known each other since we were kids, but I've been his dungeon master for like 12 years now. Gotta end that campaign. But he had, and he was like, "Yeah, man, you're great, and I don't use this stuff at all. Just take it and see what you can make happen with it." And then from there, it was just kind of figuring out how to treat the space. I had a crappy little laptop. I had my preamp, I had my microphone, and then I kind of just scoured YouTube, and I was like, "Oh, well, there's a whisper booth. Can't afford that. Studio bricks. Can't afford that."
Yeah.
And there's this guy named Booth Chunky on YouTube. I love him, Mike Delgadio, or Mike Delgadio, or Delgado. I don't know.
Delgadio.
I think part of his branding is that it's Delgadio, but is that his actual last name?
Mm-hmm.
Hilarious. Love that for him. But he had this like really great video where he was like in a hotel room, and he's like, "I'm gonna get this little shotgun mic, and I'm gonna get this tiny little I don't know if it was like an NT1 Rodecaster or something, and I'm gonna stack a bunch of pillows and like blankets in here, and I'm going to make a recording booth." And I was like, well, if it's that, I mean, it's obviously not that simple, but if it can be that simple, then maybe I'm overthinking it.
Right.
So I've been rocking some version of the same booth for the last 6 years, and it's just a PVC pipe frame and a bunch of moving blankets kind of piled on around it.
Right.
And then
You see Lloyd
Yeah.
down here, like, I'm in it. I'm in
I'm
this
saying,
space.
man. I'm saying it's like my setup now. I have I have professional grade equipment, but I mean, this has served me for so many years, and until I'm in kind of, because I live in Las Vegas full time, so until I'm in somewhere like LA or Texas, don't plan on seeing me there. But if I'm when I'm in LA, then maybe I'll kind of upgrade to a more isolated setup. But for now, like blankets on the walls, blankets on the ceilings, blankets around me, it's great.
Yeah.
And then I have all my books, which also serve as really great diffusion
Little
and
sound
aren't
dancing.
Those
a
are
really
real. That's
expensive
not
hobby.
just like I was thinking maybe that
background.
was like a background.
No,
But
no,
those
I have a
are
problem.
real. Love it.
I like to hear that
That's a good
because,
problem.
a lot of people who want to go into voiceover, they're like, oh, I just don't have the right space or I don't have the right equipment. And
Yeah.
a lot of times people are just doing it with what they have. And then
Mm-hmm.
as they, get bigger and they
Yeah.
start getting those gigs, that's when they start building up into something beautiful. So
Yeah,
it's always
I
good
mean,
to
during
hear how
during the
people-
pandemic, I heard stories about like D. Bradley Baker recording in his car with a Blue Yeti. Like,
Yeah.
it just, if you're the right person for the job and you can be resourceful and make it happen, people will open doors for you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
yeah.
you have to, you have to make it as painless for them as possible. You have to be prepared and be ready to kind of
Yeah.
troubleshoot whatever's going on.
I
Yeah,
also think it's a
absolutely.
little bit of timing. It's a lot about timing and luck too, and
100%.
persistence. Yeah. And by the
Yeah.
way, you're not going to be in Texas or LA. It's just not yet. Like we always
Yeah,
say
yeah,
that, right? Not
Exactly.
yet. You're going to be
yeah, yeah,
there, just not
yeah,
yet.
yeah, yeah.
Or maybe you don't
Definitely
have to.
LA. Texas, maybe when some laws change.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Some
see where you're
leadership
going.
moves. I love Texas. I love the people in Texas. I love the food in Texas. But yeah, there's some
I got that.
interesting decision making
Fair.
at play there currently.
Got it. Got it. I saw Lloyd's eyes light up when you said Dungeons
Oh,
and
there's so many
Dragons,
things
and
that I.
Ken too.
Well, I was
Have
just
we
gonna say,
found
good for
people?
you.
We found people.
Good for you. I will always, when anybody says they play D&D, I say good for you.
Yeah, yeah.
I literally, and I can't really get into it, but I literally was. A friend is putting together a show that is D&D based, and I literally was on
Hell
my
yeah.
way back from helping do some stuff to like get my character ready. That's before I came here. So
Hell yeah. That's awesome, man.
yeah.
I have a bracelet which it's got a tree of life on it. I've got a necklace, same thing. Like D&D I think was the first outlet that I had that allowed me to kind of explore artistically what I wanted to do, because before that it was like high school theater, which what is that? What am I looking at?
It's
that
a
a
dice
dice tower?
tower. It's a dice tower.
Oh my god! I thought it was a really like elaborate like what are those crocs? I thought it was like a really crazy croc.
Oh yeah, check out my croc.
My buddy AJ just got I think it was for Christmas. He got these crazy Squidward head crocs. They're the most cursed thing I've ever seen in my time. But he wears them to sessions now because he's just like, why not?
That's fair.
But yeah, like I mean, my first like real outlet outside of high school where I got to do theater was like playing D&D for the first time with my friend, sitting on like a beer cooler with a crack in it that I was falling through the entire time. But I was like, I mean, there was like this was before Critical Role. This was before like you could have like a backdrop in a set in a studio, and like people were using like physical miniatures and stuff on a table that looked like it was designed by James Cameron. Like this was my buddy's beer stained table and his girlfriend across from him, and like, you're fighting a minotaur, what do you do? And I was like, this is the best day of my fucking life.
Yeah.
And that was like the first time where I was just like, wait, there's something that I can do that won't cost me any like money that I'll have to spend multiple times. Like I don't have to go and get like a membership somewhere. I don't have to go and like get an Actors Access account. I can just sit around a table with my friends and roll these little plastic polyhedrals and play. And so I just kind of have this forever, because it's like, I mean, that's really where I kind of got the first big kick in my butt to like, hey man, you love, like, you're about this. You always knew it, but now you like know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love D&D. I owe it for so much in my life. 100%.
For you guys that do play D&D, do you feel like after you've had training that your D&D games have gotten a little bit more
100%.
over exaggerated?
100%.
Oh, yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah.
Because I can only imagine, once you've had the training of voice acting, like, you go overboard with the characters and, how
Yeah.
you're presenting on the
I'm trying to
board.
make grown men cry at my table. 100%.
I almost made somebody else cry one time, and I was so
Yeah.
proud. It was a monologue to somebody else, completely improvised, and I was like, oh my god, this is so good. I actually need to chill out right now because I see him tearing up, but also
Yeah.
I'm in this.
Yeah. And it's great because like when you play with like childhood friends, the names of their characters are always crazy. Like I think, all right, one of my friends, John, he plays an elf named Chevelle, like the band, like Chevelle.
Yeah.
I know Chevelle.
My friend plays an orc sorcerer whose name is Harold Zolnerchek. He's a huge hockey fan. So just a straight up hockey player. I think I won't say his real name because it's terrible, but it's basically Poopy McButtface.
Oh.
It's like
Of course,
you're sitting there across from him and you're putting on this like Lancashire accent and you're just like, Poopy, I need you to help me. And it's like you're crying. And he's like, I don't know if I can. And it's like, dude, you have the stupidest name. But we're 10 years into this campaign and it's no longer, I attack the darkness. It's now like the darkness is within me, and I have to combat it. It's great. Oh, it's so good.
Oh,
I love
wow.
it. It's poetry
That's
in
amazing.
motion, man.
That's
And it's
amazing.
real as far as your brain is concerned.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
when yeah.
You're
There's
making
that-
real memories.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. I feel like I've talked about this before, but like when you are
Mhm.
pretending, your brain cannot differentiate those memories from your actual memories.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's studies. on
100%.
That's why I pretend to be rich every morning.
Yeah, I pretend like I'm not falling apart every day. Yeah.
I know, that's true.
that. Hell yeah.
I love it. So, so I saw on your Instagram that or I'm sorry, on your website, you have a commercial demo and you have a character demo, right? And you have a creature demo, which I was like, I think that's the first time I've seen a creature demo. I don't know about the character people here in the
no,
house.
they're-
Oh, I've
I've
seen.
Common,
never seen
yeah.
a creature.
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd you come up with that? Or did somebody else give you the idea, or was that 100% you?
Oh no, Jesus, no. I mean,
That's a thing?
creature work has been a thing forever. I don't know if you remember like old Disney, like the old Disney movies, but like all those lions you were hearing, 9 times out of 10, it was Frank Welker with a tin
Yeah.
trash can held up to his face.
Wow.
So creature work has always been a thing. Some of my favorite creature work actors are like D. Bradley Baker. I mean, he can deliver like Hamlet as a cow without ever saying a word of English, and you're just like, that's Hamlet. I can recognize that it's Hamlet. He's insane. Who else?
I've had
Oh my
Sebastian
God, I'm drawing
Courteau
blanks.
on my list for coaching for a long time. Sebastian, do you know?
Yeah,
him?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. What's his? It's
Courteau.
Monster Factory.
Yes.
Yeah,
I've
he's amazing,
had this post-it note sitting here because I've been meaning to get creature training for a long time and I never got around to it.
dude. Yeah,
This
just
is
have
the
written-
year.
he's fantastic.
This is the year,
the
man.
guy I have written on here.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Kellen Goff, another amazing. I mean, he plays this character in League of Legends called Fiddlesticks, and it's this like he vocalizes through inhale, so he's talking like this, and it's oh my God, it's I can't even do I couldn't do it justice, but it's insane. So I had like. Anytime my agent sent me creatures because he knew I could do it, he was just like, hey, here's some creature auditions, make a demo. Hey, here's another audition, make a demo. Hey, here's some sites, make a demo. And I was like, gotcha. So I was kind of overthinking it, again, as I always tend to do. And I went on our website because I know that CESD is we also represent, I don't represent anybody. They represent Fred Tatasciore, who is one of my heroes, and he has a creature demo, and it's just him riffing as all these crazy creatures for like 2-3 minutes, and I was like, I could probably do something like that. And so I sat down one day and I was just like, let's just make weird mouth sounds and see what comes out. And yeah, that's kind of what came about. But there are people who like specialize in particular creatures. There's people who can do like a bunch of different birds, and like they don't do like monsters, but they do all kinds of like dogs and stuff.
I didn't want to interrupt, but I also
Please do.
I creeped a little on your IG and saw that we're both mutuals with Michael Schwalbe. Who
Yeah,
lives
yeah,
out
he's
here,
a Vegas
and he
local too. That's my boy.
Yeah, and he does a ton of creature stuff. Like, oh, man.
In there's a game called Tales of the Spire. I think there's like 100. I might be undershooting how many different types of monsters there are in that game. I think it's like 100, maybe 300. He does every single one of them, and he does different vocalations for each
Yeah,
creature.
it's crazy.
Is he the metal guy?
Yes.
The vocalist?
Yeah,
Yes.
he used to be in a metal
Yes.
band, and he does.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he
I did a
taught me how
workshop
to
with him,
use.
yeah.
He taught me how to
False
use my
chords and
false
stuff.
chords.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there's a character I play in Final Fantasy XIV, the Dawntrail expansion. His name is very funny. It's Gerfler. And so anytime I tell people about him, they're like, Ermagerd is Gerfler? And I was just like, yeah.
That demo
yeah.
on your site, you made that yourself? Or
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
have a demo made? Okay, because I listened to the whole thing. It was an uncomfortable 2.5 minutes to listen to. But I was
Yeah.
like, I'm like sitting there like, this is great. This is great.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I did enjoy that. Did you do any training specifically in that, or was that just your innate ability to flap your epiglottis?
That was, so like I
That was
said,
a
I did
big
take a
word.
workshop.
Good
Flap
word.
my
It was a good
epiglottis,
word.
Yeah.
Yeah, careful with that. But Let's see. So I mean, aside from that workshop I did with Schwalbe, I mean, he taught me how to use my false chords, and from there it was kind of like, okay, well, if that's how this works, then what does this do? And so it was like jumping off of that. I had always kind of done creature stuff, but it was very like I was always hurting myself, so it was like it wasn't something I was really eager to pursue. And so by doing that, it was like, oh, it's not about stressing out your vocal cords or twitch or like pulling on muscles. It's just air control.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So from there, you learn all these different ways to kind of manipulate the sounds that your mouth kind of naturally makes on accident, and just kind of tune into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, my other two demos I did have produced, but that one I just kind of sat down one evening and made myself.
Yeah, I love that though. I love that you're saying that, because it's like a lot of people get stressed out and think that they have to do everything perfect and there has to be this perfection, and you get stuck in this cycle and you're like, no, I'm just going to do it, and you're doing really well for yourself, and like you're doing awesome with that. And I always wondered when I see those creature auditions, they're like, you need to sound like a squid. You need to sound like something, some sort of creature. And I'm like, who can do that? I'm like, I can't do that. Who does that? And I'm like, oh, you do it. Like that's amazing.
Sound like
That's
an
really
ogre
cool.
with his head cut off. You're like, okay, sure.
Yeah, right.
They're like, talk without actually talking and using just like squeaks but sound happy, sound sad, sound mad, and I'm like, okay, skip. I cannot do that. That is not in my wheelhouse at all.
Yeah, I still get plenty of them where I'm just like, that's not me. I pass them up. But yeah, I think to what you were saying, like, about trying to do things, like, perfectly, I feel like that, like, I don't want to say you should cut corners, or you should avoid going to, like, a professional demo producer, or you should avoid, you should take your own headshots. Like, there are definitely there's a time and a place for going to a professional to get a professional service done.
Sure.
But I do think, like, when this industry kind of first happened, that was the thing, when you were still sending physical reels in the mail, right? Like, you wanted to make the best impression, and so you got everything fully produced.
Yeah.
But nowadays, I know people who have had, like, huge agents for decades now who they're like, I still don't have a demo. And I'm like, what?
Yes,
and they're like,
I've heard that too.
Yeah, and I'm like, how does that happen? And it's, through connections or whatever may be. They saw them at a theater or whatever, and, that's how they get rep. But, like, I think those things, they help you as a creative, they help you as an artist, but they're not so much necessary anymore. They're not as necessary as they used to be.
Yeah, they're not obsolete, but they're definitely needed. But yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think the interesting thing, though, is you got the training, you had a mentor, you had things produced, and then your agent was like, you need to do this, and you just did it, and you created that pathway for yourself, and you didn't hold back. So I think that's what I was like highlighting. That's like cool, because a lot of times I feel like sometimes as creatives, we hold ourselves back sometimes thinking, oh no, I need 100%. To do it X, Y, and Z. No, just fucking do it. Put yourself out there, get out there and do it.
With the resources available to us these days, you can, if you want something, you can learn how to do it. And if it's down to, well, I can't afford to get the demo made, well, either it's going to happen or it's not. So you might as well make it happen yourself.
Yes.
Right.
And I'm been struggling when you talk about people who try to make everything perfect and wait to act until everything's perfect. That's this guy. And I've been learning that over these couple years. It's like, hey man, take the time. You can learn how to do anything.
Totally.
Anything. Use the resources and make it happen. And it's very inspiring to hear this story coming from you, that you've taken that advice and just ran with it, dude. You just made it happen.
You said that way.
I mean, because regardless, the time is going to pass, whether you're doing it or not, right?
Yeah.
And after a certain point of time, you might not be able to do the thing anymore. So if it's a question of wait for the ideal conditions, I just saw this a great TikTok that somebody made that was about this. But if it's between wait for the ideal conditions or do it with what you got, I'm always a do it with what you got kind of guy. Move fast, break stuff, ask for forgiveness later. Yeah. 100%.
I love that. Absolutely love that so much. Lloyd, I can see you have something on the tip of your tongue.
Well, this is something that always comes up with people who do character stuff. And I mean, But I wanted to ask, have you done like, have you done any like improv training specifically?
No, I want to. It's
Okay.
huge on my list. But no, man, like it's for the most part, I did high school theater, and that was kind of in its own way a very rudimentary kind of intro to that. And then the Dungeons and Dragons thing, I think, is some of the best free improv you can get.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to take a workshop, to sit down, like even just join a troupe for like a year to 2 years, just to kind of to get ingrained in that, because that's the other thing. My agent sometimes hits me up. I do a lot of adult animation, like animated comedies. And so sometimes he'll ask me like, "Hey, do you have like a stand-up reel? Do you have anything that's like you doing improv, live action in front of people or anything like that?" And the answer is always no, because I don't like to be in front of people. But it's getting to a point where it's just like
I love
that.
where this is going.
It's getting to a point where like that is becoming more and more like what people want to see. They want to see, that you can send them a visual reel of all the different jobs you've done, and you can send them a character reel or an audition, but they want to see what you're like in the moment and whether you can kind of play off energy or play off a crowd, or hear something that's funny in the room and then elevate that or take it up the next notch. So that's more and more what casting is kind of looking for, is those people who are not voices, right?
I've been seeing in a lot of the audition specs I'm getting is they want a comedy or improv background, and it's not even in character stuff. Even they want it for everything.
Oh yeah, commercial stuff, totally.
I see it all the
need
time.
these auditions.
I see it all the time.
Louis,
I
I'm
still
gonna say
audition
this.
for it, but I do.
I'm gonna say this, Luis. You're in Vegas. I'm in Vegas. I do improv. We need to link up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Really
Yeah.
quickly.
Who do you? Because I think I know the one that's at UNLV. Oh, sorry, Gabby. I didn't mean to talk over you.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to say that you saying that you don't like being in front of people. Look, you sticking with Lloyd, man, he started it out like that. It was even worse. Man, grow.
Yeah,
And it's been
and being in
beautiful.
front of
So he
people
can
is
definitely
crazy.
give you some tips
Hell yeah.
in improv.
I never thought the only reason I even started doing improv is because Brent Mukai was like, "Hey, you need to have strong improv
He's a
skills."
legend,
And I
man.
was like, "Okay."
Also, former Las Vegas boy. He left us.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
still in here.
Yeah.
Still in here.
Yeah.
Lloyd, do me a quick favor. Crank up your gain a little bit. Just not
All right.
just sorry.
There we go.
There you go, because I want to hear your beautiful
Yeah.
voice.
The baritone.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, no, I Mom's Basement Theater is where I do most of
love
my
that.
improv now. And then I've been doing a lot of going to LA for classes at UCB. So
Hell yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Big time.
Yeah, I'll hit you up about that for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I have a question, Luis. So you've worked on tons of projects, and I actually pulled up your Instagram, and I went to my boys, because my boys play video games. I don't play video games, and I was like, "What about this one? What about this one? What about this one?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah," and they're like, "Yeah, all right," then they're getting kind of like, "Oh, okay, who is this person?" I'm like, "He's coming on our podcast. He's in he's in voiceover. My youngest is actually a voice actor too, so."
Awesome.
Yeah. So, and he does like more character and video game stuff. So, what's your favorite, of all the ones you've done? Because you've done a lot. And I noticed Simpsons, so I knew that. And I also
Jeez,
knew,
yeah.
I'm like, I know Simpsons. I know Call of Duty. I got to look at my notes, though. Jurassic Park, Final Fantasy, Cyberpunk I've heard of. But, what's and Batman, and Bane. I know some of these. What?
Zelda
Those are
was
big
in there.
ones.
You know Zelda.
Oh, I know Zelda, yeah.
Yeah?
There's so many. What's your, if you had to pick, maybe, your top three?
Man.
Can you do that? Are we allowed to do that? Because are we allowed to pick our favorites, or no? Is that a no?
I think what is that movie? Is it Rosemary's Choice, where she has to choose between the two? I don't know. You're asking me to
Rosemary's
kill my
Baby?
darlings here. Rosemary's Baby, is that?
That's the one.
There's-
That's the one with the devil baby. No, we don't. That's
That's
not.
Rosemary's.
No,
yeah,
we
not
don't
that one.
choose that one. We don't claim that energy or choose that. Baby.
Yeah,
I forget. There's a movie about a woman choosing between two kids, and then one of them falls off a cliff. I don't know.
Okay, well, we don't want that either.
but
it's gotta happen.
Oh man, I don't
One
know.
maybe
I
just
truly,
resonated or just off the top of your, yeah, that's a
Or
one.
what was like the first game
yeah.
role you did where you feel like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
a
what I
better
want
way.
to do.
Thank
Yeah,
Yeah,
you, Ken.
something like
there
that.
you go.
That's a great way to frame it.
Because I haven't met that yet, and I'm searching for it. But I'm curious what yours is.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ken. That
Well,
was
Yeah.
perfect.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you. In a lot of ways, I'm still searching for it too. I think our nature as artists is to always be searching for that feeling, and I don't think.
Yeah.
I hate to tell you this because I think I've just kind of recently come to the realization I don't think we're ever going to find it, not fully, right?
Yeah.
I think. I always talk about kind of aging out your ear before you like your ear is always aging out your physical ability.
Absolutely.
Your ear is always better than whatever you can do in the booth, in the moment, whatever it is. And as your ear attunes, you get better, but it's always staggered. I
They're
think.
always outpacing each other. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think even if you deliver something that you feel is amazing and the best you've ever done, there's still going to be a part of you or a voice in the back of your head that's just like, yeah, but it's still not quite there yet.
Fair.
But I will say that the first time where I was like in a booth and I was doing something that I was just like, oh my God, I thought I would never do something like this. Or I've been working towards this for so long that I'd kind of, lost a little bit of hope that I would ever get to do something like this. I played this character called Mbrandon in Invincible Fight Girl for Cartoon Network. And the big thing about this character for me was that he was so much like me, but he was also nothing like what I'm normally cast as. If you go up and down my IMDb, you're going to see a lot of like Miguel's and Angel and Gabriel and Luis and stuff like that, right? And yeah, and I love representing my people. One of my favorite characters, which I'll talk about next, is Koana, from Final Fantasy Dawntrail. He is Latino, and playing him feels like coming back home. But there was a part of me, like when I first got into this, everyone told me that, it didn't matter what you looked like, it didn't matter where you came from, you could play anything. And then I kind of noticed very quickly on, it was just like, well, you can play anything, but there are going to be a lot of repeats for certain things. And so I just got kind of into this track of, well, they want the accent, well, they want the last name, well, they want the accent. And Mbrandon was a racially nondescript man who had some daddy trauma. And I was just like, wait, I can just act. I don't have to do an accent. I don't have to inject a Spanish word into a sentence nonsensically. Like I can just be an actor. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
And playing, I mean, his whole arc is about being this kind of older brother to these younger siblings who are kind of they love their dad, but their dad, it's this world that's built around wrestling. It's insane. It's awesome. You need to watch it. But the family business for them is wrestling. I don't know if you guys have seen the Iron Claw, but they're basically an analog for the family in the Iron Claw. It's all these boys and this dad who are all famous wrestlers. And Mbrandon is the biggest, the oldest, and the best of all of them. But because of that, he's also inherited a lot of trauma from, his father's expectations and his insane training regimen. And his youngest brother, Mikey, who's built like a fridge, decides he doesn't want to be a wrestler. He actually wants to be a trainer. He wants to teach people how to wrestle instead. And his father's huge against this. And so Mbrandon's whole arc with this character that Mikey meets, he meets the Invincible Fight Girl, Andy, and they have a match between each other where her whole thing is, if I beat you, Mikey gets to go and be a wrestling trainer. And Mbrandon immediately kind of puts her to her paces and shows her that she has a lot further to go. But then after winning again, like after beating the brakes off of her, unfortunately, goes and helps his brother sneak out, because he's just like, if this is what you really want, then you need to go, because Dad's never going to let you be your own person. And I could take it, but you can't, and I know that, so get out. And that was huge for me, because I grew up with a very abusive father, except I was the baby in the situation. My elder sisters were the ones who were always kind of protecting me from what he was doing. And so it just felt really cathartic to kind of reverse that a little bit. And Sarah Sherman, to her credit, she's amazing. I love her dearly, but she didn't know any of that about me. I don't think I've ever told her personally, but she, I think, could hear what I had to offer for that character. And it kind of just goes back to one of my favorite phrases: what's meant for you will never pass you by. Yeah. And it was amazing to me. The other character would be Koana, who, I mean, is just, Final Fantasy, their Final Fantasy 14, sorry, is a game that spans a lot of different regions and a lot of different cultures. Yeah. And for the first time, they've decided to kind of go into the Mesoamerican, like Latinidad side of culture. And they do such a beautiful job of representing like Aztec, Mayan, indigenous, like Cuban, Puerto Rican cultures. They even like went so in depth with like the food, and instead of it being like tacos and burritos, like, no, this is like real Colombian food that you can get, and it's like amazing. It's amazingly well thought out and like put together. And playing him was one of the first times I was like, I mean, because it was, oh god, like 5 or 6 sessions of long form acting, and that was like, yeah, okay, I really got to like stretch my wings with him. And so that would be the other character. Did you ask for 2? Did you ask for 3?
No, this is perfect. This is great. I said whatever you want to give us. I said
we actually asked
3,
but
but
for
that's
8.
8? Well, everybody lock in. Here we go.
No, they did not. No, it was very awesome to hear. We could hear how passionate you were about those 2 characters in all of that info that you just gave us. That was awesome to hear. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's amazing how like, I'm sorry, Gabby. It was amazing to hear like how you connected. You know, they always talk to us about you need to connect, you need to connect, you need to connect. Yeah. And it's like, and we all know, we've done it before. You've been in the booth, you've got that script in front of you, and you get the goose pimples up your arms, and you're like, the shiver down your spine, and you're like, I nailed that. I don't know if I'm going to book it, but I nailed that. That was like real connection. And I felt that with those 2 characters you expressed. And thank you for sharing a little piece of like, you know, you too, that like fit into a character that was, you were able to draw out and like push into creatively, you know, I mean, in a positive way, you know, and it was, it's cathartic, you know, it's cathartic. It's yeah. So thank you.
Yeah. I always tell people it's not therapy, get real therapy, but it can be therapeutic for sure. 100%.
Right. For sure. Yeah. I feel like Gabby has something to say. She's like, me, pick me.
I just wanted to say thank you as well for sharing that, because that was personal. And I also wanted to ask, what do you think was a turning point in your career? Yeah, for you. Yeah,
a turning point. I think I'm still waiting for it. I think, if I'm being super realistic and super honest, I think there's multiple times. There's multiple like milestones that you hit. Yeah. And some of them feel really huge and some of them feel really small. And the longer you're waiting for the really big one, the more and more really big ones feel really, really minuscule. Yeah. And it's a really unfair way to look at your progress, I think. But it's very human. And I think I've had a number of really, really huge, like, pivots where something has just kind of clicked into place and I could feel it. And I made a tweet recently, and I think maybe I worded it incorrectly, but it was something along the lines of, I'm at a strange place in my career because I'm not doing the things that I thought I would be doing in 5 years' time. But I'm also doing things I never thought I'd be doing in 5 years' time.
Fair.
Yeah, and
I
it's
love
like
that.
I saw myself doing so much anime work and so much video because I love anime. Anime is like in my heart and soul. The first time I watched Cowboy Bebop, I was just like, wait, it can be this? This is what it can be? Holy sh! And it changed a lot for me. And as a young like nerdy kid, who just didn't quite fit into neurotypical spaces, quite
Yeah.
frankly. It was great to kind of have my first real experiences with art with anime. Especially it coming from a different culture, right? Being from an immigrant family myself, it meant a lot to me that it was just like, oh, good stuff is made outside of the U.S. And so I thought I'd be doing a lot more of that. I thought I'd be doing a lot more JRPGs because I understand the language, I understand the culture behind it, But that hasn't really manifested, and I think most of it, to be honest, has just to do with my location. A lot of times it comes down to it being much harder for an engineer in LA to make me sound like everybody they're recording in LA, and that's not their fault at all.
Yeah.
That has everything to do with just the logistics of the situation. And sometimes a client is just like, well, no, we want people in LA, and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, they get final say. They're the ones with the money.
Yeah.
But what I have been doing a lot of is a lot of like original animation based in the U.S. and a lot of adult animation with like people and names that I'm like mind boggled to even be in the same rooms of. I got to record, I think, a series of like 6 different table reads where I was sitting there reading copy back and forth with John Hamm, and I was just like, that is John
Wow.
fucking
Yeah,
Hamm.
that's amazing.
And so
He's so
I got to
funny.
work, yeah, and like I got to work with him. And I got to be a part of the show called Grimsburg for Fox, and that was something that I was just like, well, that'll be like 20 years into my career maybe, and I'm doing it now, and it's like that's insane to me.
Yeah.
I'm like a lead in a video game that's coming out fairly soon, called Crisol, which is set in like a gothic Hispania. And it's amazing, and it's just like that I thought was something I would be doing 20 years into my career. So there are things that are happening that I expected much, much later in my career that are happening now. But the stuff that I thought was like entry level has eluded me. And it's so strange to think about. And I think it's kind of a testament to like there are things that you are just inherently better for. And understanding that and not really necessarily lamenting it, and also understanding that, right now I'm swinging up against people like Alex Lee. I'm swinging up against people like Alejandro Saab and Zeno Robinson and AJ Beckles. Maybe you know these names, maybe you don't. They're legends and heroes of mine. But these guys are like in the same generation of me of character actors, and they are like dominating that space. So maybe when they move out of it and they're like, all right, on to bigger and better, then I can kind of swizzle my way in. But I think it's cool to just also be like, you know what, right now this is what I'm doing, and later on in my life I will get to revisit these other areas that I've always wanted to kind of explore in, because I don't think I'm ever going to get to a point where I'm just like, oh, that job is beneath me. Absolutely not. Hell no. If I see a script that I'm in love with, or I see a character that I want to play, whatever it's in, if it's an audio drama, if it's an indie game, if it's like a kid hosting puppet theater, I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's about doing the job. It's about doing the work.
Yeah. It's about being in it and being involved, and it like makes your heart sing. And
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Now,
That
yeah.
being said, like
I-
if you had all the resources, sorry
No,
guys,
go,
just one
go,
more
go.
Do you have like a project in mind that you would like to work on? Like if you could make your own casting, have your own director and writers, like you call
Oh,
the shots,
God.
like do you have something?
There's 100 things. I mean, also not even just to do with acting. Like all of these are, maybe you read the covers or the spines, maybe you didn't, but these are all comic book omnibuses. I'm a huge comic book nerd. I would love to write my own comic. I would love to write something for DC or for Marvel. I have 100 different story ideas around characters that I've loved for decades, that I'd love to do. As far as like acting or directing, I would love. Oh man, I'd love to do an animated version of Scott Snyder's Absolute Batman series, and I'd love to play Batman. I know a lot of people would, but man, I mean, I'll pan up a little bit, and maybe you guys can see it. I'll move this out of the way.
Wow.
That back there is an animation cell from the Batman animated series.
Wow.
Starring Kevin Conroy.
Yes.
Kevin Conroy is my, like, when people are like, who are your number one influences? It's him right at the top. When he passed, I had always kind of, anywhere there were people sold comics, I was there, shuffling through their shelves like a little gremlin. And there's a shop in Las Vegas called Zia Records where they had kind of always behind the counter this animation cell just kind of sitting there. And I remember thinking a lot like, oh man, I should really get that one day so that I can go have Kevin sign it at a convention. And then he passed. And I was, I was in a really messed up place about it. And my partner said, hey, you really want that cell? And I was just like, yeah, but, I'm not on camera.
Yeah, no, you are.
Sorry.
No,
Mostly.
you are.
It was like the top of my forehead. Anyway, she was like, hey, you really want that cell? We should just go get it. And I was just like, the chances that it's still there.
Yeah.
It had been like months. And so we went back and it was there.
Oh.
And I was kind of debating going back and forth, and I was just like, well, what's the point of even getting it if I'm never going to be able to get him to sign it for me? And then she came up, ran up to me, pulled on my shirt. She's just like, there's a guy in line right now trying to flip it. Like he's on a phone talking to somebody on eBay, finding out what he can get for it to flip it. And I ran to the front of the line. I was just like, give me that fucking print right now. And I bought it and we walked out. And I cried the entire time in the car. Because what he did with that character and what he did over the course of his career, really, just inspired me so much as a kid.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it felt like, Jesus Christ.
That's cool. That
it felt like I was able to save that for him. Like I was able to do that for him.
I love that.
It's always been a huge inspiration for me, mostly because the Batman Bruce Wayne differences, the same guy, right?
Yeah.
The way he was able to shift between those two boggles my mind. And it's not even that, you know what I mean? It's pretty subtle in the grand scheme of things, but I always thought he was super talented. And that was a rough, I hated to hear that when he passed.
Yeah. I mean, his Batman and Bruce Wayne was the subtle difference between like Christopher Reeve, Clark Kent, Superman. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's I stumble upon conversations where people talk about how he had very little range, and not only do I want to club them in the skull, but I mean, if you look at how he plays those two different characters, even so early on, if you even just kind of conceptualize the fact that he was a classically trained Shakespearean theater actor and had never even thought about doing voices beforehand, before Andrea Romano like kidnapped him and put him in a booth. If you even just kind of conceptualize that, but the fact that he's able to play those two different characters, and then in every medium that Batman's been in since, he plays a different version of Batman. In the Arkham games, that is a different Batman than is in the animated series. In any of the animated movies that he did, those are different versions of the same character, because he's an actor's actor, man. When he got the opportunity to play, he went full bore, all out. So he's, I mean, a huge hero of mine. So if there's one thing that I could make today, direct, cast, produce, act, it would be that. I would love to play a younger version of Batman in a universe that is far more brutal, because I can't think of anything that I know more about than that. I mean, Kevin grew up in a pretty dark time too, but I think we can sufficiently say that these times are a little bit darker, a shade darker or two.
Yeah.
A little bit, a little bit.
Well, I was gonna go back to something you said before, where you said that you're doing stuff that you didn't think that you would be doing, and you're not doing the stuff that you wanted to do, but like you're okay with that. And then I love that you're just moving with the energy, and like just going back to what you said, what's meant to be for you will emerge and present itself. And I think that that's like such a huge point and so relatable for all of us, because I think we've all been in that point where we set out to do something or thought we were going to be something or do something in some way, and it doesn't go that way, and then we end up over here. And it's like, but that's okay. Like, I think that's really inspiring.
Yeah.
Ken, what were you going to say?
Nothing.
Oh, I thought you were raising your head. Oh, you're scratching your mustache again.
No, sorry. I love Batman too.
Oh, okay, Angela.
That's it.
So, Luis, I've noticed over these conversations is that you've name dropped a ton of different heroes and inspirations that you've had. Am I echoing? Sorry.
No, you're
No,
okay.
okay.
How important do you think it is to have somebody to look up to, or just to have inspiration for certain roles that you're going for, or different reads that you're doing?
Yeah. I think I don't think anybody is an island. I don't think you can do this job if you can't recognize talent in other people.
I like that.
You're gonna take a pretty big ego hit very early on if you're one of those people. I think, because I'm not just inspired by people that have been doing this for 20, 30, 40 years. I'm inspired by people that are doing it right now with me.
Yeah.
Some of those names that I mentioned earlier, they're younger guys, and some of them are friends of mine. Some of them are really good friends of mine, but they have been struggling against the same walls that I'm currently struggling against, and we all kind of collectively feel very similarly about the place that we're at versus the place we want to be.
Yeah.
Oh, they're coming for me. And I'm inspired by everybody that I meet, or anybody that I meet that wants to create earnestly.
Yeah.
And wants to make something just honest and true and real, and something that it serves some purpose, some meaning, right? Whether it's just to be a mirror or to make people think, or whatever it may be. I do think there is some credit to like saying, hey, I know what's been done before. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to do it my own way. I'm not going to iterate. I'm going to create, right? I think there is a lot of credit to that. One of my favorite people, Orson Welles, he has this interview. I don't know what he did so many interviews, and I never know for why. Probably just to get a paycheck. That man was in so much debt, but I love him. I love him deeply. And he does this interview, and he's like on a panel with a few different people. And he says the most odious thing is the homage. Yeah. And he's talking about how everything being made constantly calls back to something else that inspired it.
Yeah.
And he says that if you want to be a good filmmaker, you must see good films, but you can't be steeped in them.
Yeah.
You can't be saturated with them, because then you're never going to make your own thing. You're never going to make something new. Everything that you make is going to be another version of XYZ.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. I kind of think about that often in terms of just like when I get auditions and I kind of know what they're looking for, but I am not quite that, or the idea that I have isn't quite that. Even if I can give them what they're looking for, there's somebody out there who can do that better than I can, for sure. 9 times out of 10 anyway. Why don't I take a swing and give them my thing? And if they don't mess with it, if they don't like it, in a way, it's a benefit to me, because I wouldn't be able to make the thing I wanted to make anyway. Yeah. They wanted their thing. Yeah. And I understand that. That's respectable. But, in some ways, I think we protect ourselves by submitting work that we're happy with and that we believe in, as opposed to what we think is going to get us the job.
Yeah, you're not gonna hit any home runs just watching the balls go by and playing it safe. Like, you got to take those
100%.
big swings.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
I
That's
have to. Oh man,
oh no.
I have ADHD, so my brain went in four different directions
Happens to
just
me all the
now.
time. Yeah,
You're in
yeah.
a safe space.
What I was gonna say initially was that I think it's one thing that I am learning, especially like when I go to LA and take classes, is there are so many people who you get in the habit of putting on a pedestal. Like
Right,
I
right.
never expected to be taking classes at UCB. So like I go to UCB and I go to shows at UCB and I see all these people who are like big name people that people know, and I'm in the room with them. Maybe even in a situation where like I get to do a jam and I'm on the same stage as somebody, and it's like, oh, this is just a person.
Yeah.
Like
You're
this is just a guy. Like
Yeah.
everybody knows who this person is.
Yeah.
But it's
He's
like,
trying to find out who has the Tums backstage, just like me.
Yeah.
oh, it was like, okay, these are normal people, you know, and even like it's funny because when you were talking about like Zeno and AJ and like all these people, I have on my phone from 2022 a voice note from AJ Beckles because I'm just like, that's the coolest thing ever. And it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, he's just a guy. Like I
100%.
very good, amazing voice actor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right, but also just a guy. Like and no matter what you are doing, it's, you know, comparing yourself to other people when you were never ever going to be on the same, like the metric for skill or success or whatever is
Yeah.
different for everyone.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make your sense to make those comparisons.
Yeah.
Like be
Yeah.
inspired by them, but don't compare yourself to
Yeah.
Sure.
you know.
Yeah.
Everything that had to happen in order for you to even exist,
Mhm.
right? We're talking about millionth of a millionth of a millionth percentile. You want to also have that person's exact same trajectory? Sorry,
No.
bud. Like
Yeah.
that's
Right.
No.
yeah.
But I
Like you
still-
want to win a lottery 5 times is what you're asking for.
But
Yeah.
I think it's interesting, like Angela was going back to her like question. I think it's interesting though, like the different people that like that we sort of like see and we sort of connect with and
Yeah.
and are inspired by, you know, and that like motivates us to want to be better and do better and follow
Yeah.
our dreams. And I always think to myself, I was just driving today thinking like back to this book, Jenna Fisher, she was as an audiobook and I listened to it and you know, and she was like, the difference between me and anyone else is I was just doing it. She was
Right.
just doing it. Like she was just
Yep.
putting herself out there and she was just doing it. And
Yep.
I think that's like, you know, for a lot of actors and people that are successful, they just don't stop. They just keep going and they just
Yeah.
keep doing it. Which leads me
Yeah.
back to one of my final questions because we're kind of winding down.
Sure.
You mentioned you have an agent. So it's like a lot of people stop themselves from getting an agent. Like was there at any point in time where you were like, I need an agent? Or was it just like you went for an agent or, you know, especially with character and anime and video games, that's like really
Yeah.
like it's a lot, right? It's like very
Yeah.
competitive. So did you
I feel like getting an agent is a game changer or like a turning
Yes,
point,
yes,
as
yeah,
we were
it is
talking
a
about
Sure.
earlier.
yeah, like a
Was
pivot.
that a turning point or a
Yeah,
pivot for you?
pivot, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely felt like one. I think for a lot of people it can be, but sometimes it can be. I've met people who got agents too soon,
Okay.
because it's like you get in the room, you do something that they think, okay, we need that, and then you realize kind of far too late, like, oh, I'm maybe not as prepared as I had hoped I'd been, or I you know, maybe there were things I needed to kind of learn first before I came and took these huge swings. But I've also seen people who, you know, to their credit, they have an agent. It's way too soon for them to have an agent, and they're like, all right, put up or shut up, and they're out there swinging every day, and they make a name for themselves doing it that way.
Yeah.
So I think whatever time it happens for you is the time it happened, and that's the right
Yeah.
time. But
Yeah.
you also shouldn't lament over if it doesn't go well, because no matter what, you're going to learn something, you're going to get something from that.
Yeah.
I
agree.
think I've known people who, like one of my really close friends, Matt Curtis. I mean, I can't, like the number of things he's done is, to put it this way, it's easier to put on a list the things he hasn't done.
Wow.
And he doesn't have a full-time, like, huge, and to say huge is kind of crazy, but, like, he doesn't have a reputable agent, right? But he has an amazing career, and he works full-time, and he owns his home, and he lives in the UK, and it's you know, it's what version of success do you want?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you want the agent and to be struggling, or do you want a career that you're satisfied with and a life that you're happy with, right? And his choice seemed very obvious to him, and he's doing extremely well with it.
Right.
So I think thinking of, like, the agent as the end all be all, I think, is a huge mistake. I think there are people who need agents, and there are people who want agents.
Yeah.
And I don't think you ever come to the same place at the same time
Yeah.
in that regard. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It makes sense.
Oh, it does.
It makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah. It's I mean, because I think the worst thing I could think of was getting signed by CESD and then not, you know, having the tools equipped to be able to do the job that I wanted to do. But luckily I had all that time during the pandemic to kind of, I felt like by the time I signed with CESD, I had done everything that I could in the indie, you know, quote unquote indie space
Right.
that I really wanted to. And I was doing so much in that space that I was just like, you know, there are people, I think, who are going out for these jobs the same way that I am, but I think would benefit more from them than I am currently.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of just working to work.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that feeling. And so that was kind of when I started looking for an agent, because I wanted to do things that I felt were more not like worthy of my time.
Leveling
That's not
up,
the
maybe
right-
you were leveling up, maybe, like, you know.
I guess so, yeah. Like I was just like I've learned
expanding your reach.
That's a good way to put about it.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. Like I just felt like I had learned everything in that space that I could, and I
Sure.
wanted to learn more.
Yeah.
And I
expanding.
wasn't going to be able to do that in the areas that I
Yeah.
was being able to work.
100%.
And I was just kind of taking people's money, and it was just like some other actor who's just getting started could use this job
Yeah.
to, you know, to grind their teeth
Yeah.
on and really kind of develop tools with.
Yeah.
And so I was lucky enough. I took a class. I was taking millions of classes at the time, but I took a class with another of my mentors. I've been so lucky. Like, this is why I say nobody's an island. Like,
Yeah.
I've been so lucky to be helped up and propped up by so many people in this industry. I took a class with Julie Nathanson, and she saw me do a mediocre job. I mean, it was an okay job, but she didn't see me, like what you said earlier, Jocelyn. She didn't see me connect with the character. And it was a silly, you know, villain character, but he's saying something so honest about how he feels in the scene, and I didn't clue into it at all.
Oh.
And she said, "You're doing a great job as a character actor, but did you read what he said?" And so she had me read it again. I collapsed into tears mid-performance. And after that, she kind of took me under her wing and you know, kind of guided me in certain areas. And when I told her I was having trouble finding representation, she was kind enough to knock on somebody, probably bang on somebody's door, very politely. She's very dainty and very demure. But she knocked on Sam's door at CESD and said, "Hey, you need to look at this guy." And
That's awesome.
yeah. So that's, I mean,
I
you
love
said
that.
also too, you said also too is about time, place, and also luck. I think so much of it is luck. I would be an insane person if I said it wasn't luck, right? Like, to say that I was some divined by God. Like, no. Like, dude, I absolutely rolled the dice and was just fortunate enough it didn't come up snake eyes.
Right.
So, I mean, there's so much luck, but there's also, you know, preparing for when that luck happens.
Yes.
And if you're not prepared, then that can just pass you by entirely.
Yeah.
So prepare as much as possible, and when the time happens, it happens. You know, and then hopefully you'll be ready then. And if not, that's okay. It's not going to be the last chance you get at it. Like you said, there's
so hard.
You have to just you have to just outlast your desire to quit,
Yes.
to give up, because
Yes.
it's going to happen constantly.
That is like so like that resonates with me so much.
Totally.
I'm like, I mean, like really, like on a personal level, it's something outside of voiceover and acting. I'm, and I have a different career. I have a day job, and it's like,
Yeah.
you're trying to level up, and it's like,
Yeah.
when's it gonna happen? I mean, I can like, there's so many different points in my life, that you could take that piece of information you just
Yeah.
shared, that's so relatable, and you could just insert that,
Yeah. Because it's not like you're stagnating while you're doing that, right? Like you're getting better and better every single day. You're learning more and more every single day. So when somebody does finally give you a shot, you're going to fucking blow it out of the water.
Yeah.
And you should think of that as a blessing. You should think of that as an amazing thing, because
Yeah.
if somebody knocked on your door today and you delivered a piss poor performance, you'd bang your head against the door about it later. But if you think about it as like,
Been
well,
there too.
yeah, exactly. It's like if you're
Check.
just like, well, I'm just going to take 10 years to whatever it may be to like really get a foothold on what I'm doing, so that by the time somebody gives me a shot, they're like, hey, so we don't even need to record with you again. That was amazing. We're going to use that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always a great feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a
Yeah.
great feeling. Yeah, I think that's so important to remember that, because it's like everyone's like, why not why him? Why her? Why not me? I did all this. Like, why didn't it happen for me? And it's like, no, it's what's meant to be will be. And you just have to, but it's very hard. It's very hard to like be patient and then keep putting yourself out there and keep doing the work, and so that you are prepared for that when that moment comes, that you're ready.
100%.
No, that doesn't happen with parenting. Just FYI. I just want you to know. You can read all the books, take all the classes, and have that kid, and I mean,
Out the window.
couple parents
All
say,
out the
just
window.
Throw it out the window. Just forget about it. Okay. So, Luis, I just want to say oh gosh, I keep getting a little reverb. Sorry about that.
You're good.
I love that you're here tonight, and I love everything that you've said, and this has been such a cool conversation, and I want to wind things down. We always do like a fun little round table. Everybody's involved. It's a little improv-y kind of thing. I'm going to ask you a random question. No one else here knows about it either, and we're just going to go randomly. But you get to pick the number. So you get to pick a number, and then I'm gonna give you the question. Just pick any number, 1 through, we'll say 1 through, I don't know, 30. Pick a number, any number.
23.
23.
Yeah.
Who said 23? Because I can't see you. Luis, you said 23?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is hilarious. I'm never going to be able to do this. How many languages can you say hello in?
Oh, shit.
We could do this one, or we could pick a different one. You tell me.
I think this will be funny.
You think,
Hello?
you think this will be funny?
I don't know. We'll see.
Well, yeah, because you could use a creature voice. All right. How many languages can you say hello in? And Luis, if you would like to go first, you're more than welcome to. Or Ken.
Sure.
Okay, good. Okay.
No, someone else.
Oh, okay. Ken.
I need to think.
Guten Tag.
Oh, that's a good
Right.
one.
Hola. Aloha.
Oh.
Ciao.
You're
Ciao,
taking all my
both.
good ones, man. You're
Ciao's
taking my good
goodbye.
ones.
Yeah.
Is it?
Ciao is
Oh,
both. Isn't it both or no? Am I wrong?
I don't know.
Yes, that's fun.
Ciao is both.
That's
Both.
both.
It's both. Okay.
No clue.
Sign language.
Sign language. Is fucking
Pig
crazy.
Latin. Elohe is Pig Latin.
Awesome.
Ken's
Ohio.
killing it.
All right.
Ohio is
That's
Japanese.
a state.
No, it's Japanese. Or it's something, right? Isn't it Ohio?
All right.
It is a Japanese word. Is it? Hello
This is
in
Ken's
Japanese?
question.
so.
You get to pick another one.
I'm done. Move on. Sorry. Next person.
No, I'm teasing him.
I think
teasing him.
Ken, you
sorry.
took them all.
I know,
though.
I think you did too.
That's
You
all
and
of our
your mustache.
languages. We know
Hey, we're
Oh,
good.
shit.
Ken
I
got
didn't
it.
say
Oh,
ni hao.
fuck. Pick another
That's
one.
Chinese.
Ni
Give
hao.
him the medal.
All right.
Ni hao, yeah.
All right.
Annyeonghaseyo.
All right.
Korean.
Oh, she knows a lot. Angela knows
That's
a lot.
Okay.
two. Those are two.
Yeah, but she doesn't have a mustache to accompany her. Okay,
I know,
so
it doesn't work the same.
yeah. You want to pick another number real quick?
Sure. 17.
Okay, good. Okay. Oh, this is funny. You're picking all these okay. If you could meet any author, who would it be and why? That's a little that's
Mm.
deep. There's a lot of fun ones
Ooh.
here. You're picking all the deep ones.
Hell yeah. Okay. Oh, I'd meet Bob Kane so I could punch him in the face.
Oh,
Bob
jeez.
Bob Kane, Bob Kane, supposedly he's credited as the creator of Batman. He created a guy wearing a bat cape that swung on a wire. That was it. Everything that you know about Batman was actually created by an artist named Bill Finger, who designed the cowl, he designed the costume, he designed the bat wings, everything.
Wow.
Bob Kane took credit for it and said that he was the one who incepted all of that.
Hmm.
And it's complete fallacy.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
Yeah. Yep.
I
Punch
think
him right in his schnoz.
throat punch. All right.
Yeah. No explanation either. Just punch him and leave. I'm from the future. Bah! And he's just like, what?
I feel like Ken needs to go next, even though he
What?
liked. Well, I thought you were looking for an author because you're looking.
I
at your
was. I
books.
pulled 2 books. Here's
Okay.
the very, this is nothing obscure or crazy, but I have 2 answers, and they're going to be very quick because I don't want to belabor it. This guy, George R. R. Martin, Where's Winds of Winter?
Ah.
Yeah.
And Stephen King.
Nice.
I'm a huge
Yep.
Stephen King fan. Just the sheer amount of creative energy that man is able to produce.
Yeah.
That dude writes like crazy. Between him and Brandon
Like he needs
Sanderson,
air.
maybe. Brandon Sanderson writes like a fucking fiend. I would just like to pick their brain about their creative process, honestly, because those guys crank out words. That's my answer.
Bird.
Wow. Very good. Very good. Anyone else want to go next? Lloyd, you want to go next?
Yeah, I'm happy you picked 2 because I had to. The first one will be more in the vein of Luis's, and it'll be
Bob
Brent
Kane,
Wheat.
punch him in the face. Second guy walks up, punches him in the face.
also
It's a
from the
bad
future.
day for Bob Kane.
a guy named Brent Weeks who wrote the Night Angel trilogy, which ended up being more than a trilogy, and then the Lightbringer saga, because multiple times I said while reading a book, I shut the book, put it down, said "fuck you, Brent," and walked away. Yeah, that man has made me feel. And
I thought I thought he was stopping and saying anybody named Lloyd is a bitch. Anyway, so they walked down the street.
nah, just playing with your emotions. There's a
Yeah.
there's a whole subplot that I don't want to spoil in case anybody ever reads the Lightbringer series, but it's like
on it.
it's an unreliable narrator who doesn't know they're unreliable, and you find out they're unreliable before they do.
Hell yeah. Love
it's
that.
it's yeah. And then James Baldwin, just because as a black man in America, I feel like James Baldwin has been so influential to literature, and like I've been reading a lot of his stuff, and I constantly think about. There's a quote he gave, which is to be Negro and relatively conscious in America is to be in a state of constant rage almost all the time.
God
I
damn.
think about that. I
That's
think about that.
amazing.
I think about it so much.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that epitomizes my experience of the last like 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah. And he wrote that, like he said that in like the 60s.
Wow.
I would love to talk to him about how things are right now.
Don't raise that man's blood pressure. You leave him alone.
Yeah.
You ask him what
Let him
he thinks
rest.
about things going on currently at his time.
He left America and people got so mad at him, and he wrote a lot of things about how mad about America he was, and they're like, "Oh, you hate America." He's like, "No, I love America, which is why I'm so
Yeah.
fucking pissed."
Word.
And
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah.
And I'm gonna break up the America talk for a second. And Angela, I don't even know.
You really what?
I didn't know how to transition. I didn't know how to transition. I was
My
like,
author
Well,
is the
it's
author
gonna
of America the Brave.
we're
Well,
punching.
no, mine is completely different. It's very American though.
Hell yeah.
Not sure if you've ever heard of a writer. His name is Quan Mills. It's a very,
Oh my
very
God.
obscure.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god. Oh my God.
Why do you want to meet him?
Why not?
Oh
Wheels
my
are turning. Now, for
God.
those people who don't know who Quan Mills is, he writes some very obscure books, including My Baby Daddy is a Bedbug, My Baby Daddy's a Leprechaun,
Oh
and
my
more
God.
other baby daddy stories. But it's just a very random, obscure story writing. And I don't know if it's from his own head or if he's helping like with AI. I don't know what's going on, but I'd love to have a chat with him one
Angela,
day.
Angela,
I just googled
Yeah.
this guy and went to the images
how do you
results, and
spell
You're welcome.
I'm seeing a
You're
lot of book
welcome.
covers.
Images is not the way to do it. That is
Yeah.
shocking.
You're welcome.
I'm just looking at book covers, really. and
Start
these
with
are-
titles. Start with titles, please.
I
You know
can't
what
read
I
half of these.
love?
I can't read half of these. I can't
You
say these
can't.
titles.
You
I
can't.
can't either, but there's a few. There's a few that you can
And-
probably get into.
Okay.
What is great to me about this is I had this conversation last week with my parents because
Yeah.
they didn't know who Quan Mills
Yeah.
was.
I got both
He
my
knows he's a
homeboys
demon
pregnant.
too.
Yeah, I got both my homeboys
homeboys
pregnant. Yeah, there's some random stuff. It's just
Wow.
very random experience. And
Yeah.
it might be a joke, but it's just interesting to hear people's
Yeah.
perspectives and, where did you get this idea, sir? Like, where did you
Right.
think that this was something people want to read? And people do read it. That's
Yeah.
the crazy part, He
He's got a
makes a lot
dedicated
of
fan
money.
base.
Yeah.
He makes a lot of money, so good for him.
That's basically TikTok. There's a lot of crap on
Yeah.
TikTok that people watch all
Yeah.
the time, and you're like,
Yep.
why did you do that? I
Totally.
don't know. Why would you do
I
that?
mean, honestly, it's inspirational. If this guy can write books and make a living
Yes,
off of,
Yeah,
it is.
sure.
Hey,
this
man.
stuff, so can anybody
You
else.
find the
Let's
avenue
do
you
it.
find, right?
Right,
know?
exactly. Well, I'm gonna have to look that up later. I can't Google it just yet.
You don't need to.
I need the
Don't be
spelling.
offended.
How do you spell
Yeah.
Quan? I don't even know how to anyways. Okay, so Gabby, do you want to go real quick?
Sure. I mean, mine isn't as exciting as
Mine neither.
Angela's.
I was just trying to break up the American talk.
Yeah. You broke it up already.
That was a way better transition there. All right, go.
Bonnie Gorman, who wrote Lessons in Chemistry. That's a book that I read last summer, but I absolutely loved it. So her take on a woman in a male-dominated field was what was intriguing to me.
Okay.
Also, Being Human by Judy Human. I don't know if you guys know
No.
who Judy Human is.
No.
But because of her, or in the States, sorry, I'm not in the States right now.
You're
The
okay.
States has so many, or at least it did, because,
Yeah.
laws and, sorry, going back to America.
Back to the America talk.
Okay.
No, you said
You
the
know?
states.
Oh yeah, it's different. It's different.
Disability, and a lot of her work has been taken down,
Oh,
unfortunately, in the past couple of years. But she
Wow.
fought hard for so many benefits for people with disabilities, and she passed away, I think, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So she would, yeah.
Hell yeah.
If you don't know about her, please go look her up because she was an amazing
Judy
woman.
Human?
Judy Human.
Judy Human.
Hell yeah.
I love that, Gabby. Thank you for sharing that. Mine.
Thank you
I
for bringing
can't-
us back too.
Yeah. We went from here to here all the way. I'm gonna bring you back into. You guys are gonna laugh at me, but I would love to meet Shel Silverstein or
Oh, that'd
Silverstein.
be fun.
Like The Missing Piece is one of my favorite book stories. I just think it's so interesting, and then that's classic, something classic that I'd want to someone that I'd want to meet. And he did a lot of poetry. But Rebecca Yarros. Does anyone know who Rebecca Yarros is?
No.
Okay, well, she's a super big, popular young adult author right now, and I've listened to all of her books, and it's fantasy and dragons and magic and sex and all kinds of fun, spicy stuff. So,
Pregnant homeboys.
You'd like Quan Mills.
would I?
I don't think she would. I don't think you would, John. Stay away. Stay away.
So, anyway, she's a pretty popular writer right now. Anyways, for
Heck
young
yeah.
adults and stuff. So, all right. So, Gabby, would you like to give the final question?
Sure. What's the one thing that you're most proud of? Up to now, at least.
I'll try not to agonize about it too much. that I... What's the way to phrase it? That I believed in myself enough to pursue this, and then continued to believe in myself enough to continue it when it was nothing like I thought it would be.
Wow.
Because without that, man, I mean,
Yeah.
my mother, I love her to death, but she wanted to protect me very early on because she knew how hard it would be for somebody with my last name to do what I wanted to do. And like, to their credit, my family was very realistic and just kind of wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to get myself hurt. They're like, well, you should have a backup plan. You should do this. You should go to school. You should do this. And that's just code speak for, hey,
Yeah.
they're going to try to hobble you at the knees the second you show up. And it was true.
Yeah.
But I really thought and believed that I had something to give, and I'm glad that I was either delusional enough to buy into that, or crazy enough to just kind of keep going with it. Because if
I
not,
love
I
that.
wouldn't be able to talk with all of you lovely people today.
Yeah. Wow, I love that. I love all of that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. That's so cool. I think that like is really relatable and very realistic for a lot of us, you know. I mean, yeah. So, thank you for sharing that. As we round off and like end our conversation, which I feel like we could always go longer, and I always try to
Yeah.
respect everybody's time, so we could always have you back on. But if anyone wants to connect with you or talk to you or chat with you more,
Yeah.
how can they find you?
So I'm at Luis Bermudez VO pretty much everywhere. So I think I'm on Instagram. I'm on the one that Elon is burning to the ground currently. I think I'm on Blue Sky. I think I'm on Threads. I'm on LinkedIn. Yeah. Wherever you want to find me, I'm not hard to find. Just spell my name right, you'll get there. I think there's like one guy who like makes makes sculptures. He's very good, but I'm not that guy. So
Oh.
I'll be the other one. You'll see him.
The other Luis. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. Thank you so much for coming on tonight and spending
Thank you.
your Saturday night with us and hanging
No,
out.
thank you
And
guys for having me. This was truly a great time. You guys host a great show, and I think Gabby found me because I found one of your other interviews, and I liked what was said during that, and she
cool.
did a little bit reverse searching and found me. But I'm very glad that she did because this was a lot of fun. Thank
Very
you guys
cool.
for having me, truly.
Yeah,
So.
thank
Of
you so
course.
much.
Thank
All
you